here we go. We're finally getting ready here for our second match of the day, of the night, and spawning in the top right hand corner we have the star of the show himself, representing the CranKy Ducklings. He is one of our own from the land of Brazil. It's the Blue Zerg player. It is Erik. And spawning in the going for his extractor trick, as he does in the bottom left hand corner. Oh my god. In the bottom left hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Peruvian Zerg player, the Orange Zerg, the owner of Roots Gaming, going for the 1312. It is CatZ. Now I was taking a moment when I saw this to try and read the situation to see if I missed the 1211, but no, I believe this is a 1312 from CatZ. So very aggressive here. He knows that he is up against the champion. He knows he's up against the Dark Slayer himself, so he needs to do something crazy. And how crazier can you get than a 1312? Going to be giga aggressive. With this, we can get really fast link speed. We can also throw down a Bailey Nest, so we can just flood Lings and Banes across the map to kill our opponents. We'll see how committed we are here. So there we go. Link speed is on the way, and we are not pulling out of gas. Meanwhile, back at home, oh my god, Erik is going for a 15 hatch into, I believe it was a 15 pool as well. So hatch, pool, gas. Because of the earlier pool, he will have access to earlier Lings and earlier Queens. He's already setting up quite well defensively. But we're delaying our gas by quite a lot. This is a very delayed gas here, and we'll see if that's intentional. I mean, oh, there we go. The Lings are confirmed flooding across the map. Erik is fully aware of them. He's going to have Lings and Queens to defend, and that is it. And Spines as well, I guess, if he does throw them down. As CatZ is all in. Here we go. Spine Crawler gets thrown down into the main base. Is a little bit late of a Spine Crawler, though. This could hurt him. Second Spine Crawler on the way as well. Lings are coming out to dance here with the Lings of CatZ. Gonna be able to buy some time. Again, because of the earlier pool, the Lings are already here. CatZ has to back off for the time being. He has to wait for his Bailey Nest. But Erik knows that. I love it. Erik chasing CatZ a little bit further, but there we go. Two Banelings are on the way for Erik. I mean, for CatZ. Erik pushing down the ramp here with his Queens. The Spines are on their way as well. Erik getting ready to come in from behind. The Banelings have arrived. How good are the splits going to be here? So far, pretty good. The Banelings, they detonate on the Larva. Not just the Larva, but also the Spine Crawler. We do have a backup Spine Crawler here in the main base, but it looks like the target firing is too damn good, and Erik holds. Wow. His focus firing on the Banelings were insane, and sure, Larva was killed, but Erik, he's held for the most part. Oh god. We do need to borrow that Spine Crawler. There we go. It is on the way. We're now from 2 Queens up to 4 Queens. We're saturating our natural, and we're going gasless. Now from here, I imagine we're going to be walling off. We're going to be playing 2 base into Roach. But like with the amount of Queens that we have at our Lings, yeah, there is no way to break this. So I imagine it's going to be 2 base Roach, but this also could be 2 base Muta. We'll see. As the gases are now being taken, Roach Warren is on the way alongside the Evo Chamber. We have a wall. Meanwhile, back at home, CatZ is in a really rough position. He's catching up in the drone counts, but he's on 1 base. He doesn't have the Larva. He doesn't really have the efficient mining or the economy to sustain this. He's going 1 base lair? Well, I mean, technically 2 base lair soon, I guess, but Jesus Christ. CatZ, what is the plan here? Are we going to be rushing into mutas? I think that's the only thing that makes sense, right? Like, going a fast lair like this into Roaches just wouldn't make too much sense in this situation. But we'll keep an eye on the gases here for CatZ. As he's looking to try to contain Erik as best he can. Third gas on the way as well, and yeah, so the scary thing about this situation is that like CatZ has a fast lair, and because of this he can go into a fast spire, and I'm almost certain that that's what it's going to be. But likewise, Erik hasn't committed into any upgrades. He's got Carapace on the way, okay, which means he can go for a Roach Ling Flood. But he's also going to have access to a Spire if he wanted to. Meanwhile, there it is. Spire is thrown down in the main base. The Overlord is diving into the natural, confirming the saturation, confirming the lack of gases for now. But Erik is not going to see the lair. So with this Gigafast Spire, CatZ is going to be able to get map control, but how many mutas is he really going to be able to make? That's the question. And will he be able to survive? Because Erik, he's cutting drones here at 41. He's making a lot of roaches. Now, roach speed is going to hit a little bit later, so CatZ is going to have time to react. He's going to have time to respond. There we go. Third base is on the way. Lingbane is looking to roll on in. CatZ hasn't spotted the roach army yet, as we are just banking more and more roaches. And 40 drones is all we need, and the roaches are moving out across the map. The Spire is about to finish up, but this is the moment here for Erik to push in. The Overseer did see the Spire. Erik knows. He's on a timer. 6 mutas are on the way. We have a Spine Forest being thrown down. But this is also unscouted. The Overlord got pushed away. CatZ doesn't see this. Oh no. CatZ is droning. The boys are being pulled. The roaches are diving on in. Oh, nice drone pull though. And again, the spines are doing a lot of damage. These roaches will be cleaned up. But not before getting a lot of damage. 10 drones, soon to be 11. Soon to be 12. Oh. This will be slowing down CatZ. Meanwhile, as a response, a Hydra Den is thrown down for Erik. He's going for Burrow. He could be going into Tunneling Claws, as Erik has to reroute his entire army back home. And we'll see if CatZ decides to commit here to muta production. I'm of two minds here. I mean, mutas can work quite well, and they can kind of overwhelm and overpower these spores in high enough numbers. There we go, going to be harassing these gas geysers as well. But that drone damage was pretty big. Like, this is going to be slowing down CatZ, and it is going to be eating into his larva, eating into his production. Oh my god, we just keep going. Another roach counterattack, taking down 2 of these spines. Mutas are out of position as well. The boys are being pulled, and once again, we can't afford to lose these drones. Oh, we have the burrow. Up. Let's go. We have no detection available here. Who needs tunneling claws, mate? Just burrow. That's all you got to do. The Overseer is trying to catch up. No mining at the natural whatsoever. As the slow Overseer is being pulled apart here into the main base, giving Erik the time to kill the natural. Oh, he doesn't even get the last roach. It survives. CatZ knows he can't afford to lose the space, but he will. As the roaches bypass the detection, they go into the main base. Roach already here as well, shelling away at the Mineral Lion. And behind this, we have Hydras. Behind this, the Hydra push has arrived. It's about to knock down the third base. No, the drones! No, they're being rallied in! Get away! Ah! The drones. GG gets called, and Erik takes game number 1. GG. Again, going for the burrow, I love it. It's so uncommitted as well, because we're not investing and we're not delaying because of tunneling claw roaches or anything like that. We just walk across the map. We don't even care. A lot of that though does have to do with that. Does have to do with the fact that Erik, he was doing such a great job at just pushing those overlords away from the attack paths and keeping his pushes so hidden. And that's why CatZ was so underprepared every single time. He never got to see the push coming. Any kind of roach run by. So very nicely done by Erik. Very nicely done. Oh, and with that, he takes a lead in this series. God, his defense of the 13-12 was so cool, calm, and collected as well. It was, so good. So good. Now we get into game number 2. Game número 2. And here we go, we're loading into Neo Humanity, the smallest map in the map pool. We saw the 13-12 earlier by CatZ. Are we going to be seeing something a little bit spicier? A 12 pool? A 12-11 even? Show me. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. He is the blue Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, actually making drones. Crazy. We have the Peruvian Zerg player, the owner of Roots Gaming. It is CatZ. I'm catching him in the chat. MC was also a League of Legends coach, right? He was Base Habit. He was. Everyone is an Erik fan. See, Grail is an Erik fan. Of course, Poppy. How could you not be? How could you not be? Like, the way that he handled the 13-12, there was no panic at all. Like, he just swatted it away. He's like, get off me. it was crazy. It was crazy. Oh my god. As once again he goes for the 15 hatch and into the 15 pool. Meanwhile, behind this, CatZ is going for a hatch, a much more standard hatch gas pool timing here. So standard here from CatZ, a safe opener from Erik. And why is it safe? Well, because we're going for a pool before gas. This is going to give us access to faster queens and faster lings. And similarly to last game, I imagine we're going to be delaying our gas guys just by quite a bit to go into 2-base play. Doesn't make a lot of sense here, especially when you're playing against someone who has a bit of a cheesy reputation like CatZ. Here we go, going to be saturating our natural. There we go, our gases are finally going to be taken as well. Much later, and because of this, Erik is going to have later ling speed, for example, later banelings. But again, I don't think banelings matter too much here, because I do think that he tends to stay on 2 bases a little bit longer. We shall see as our first lings are moving out across the map, just to get some scanning information, just to figure out what CatZ is up to. Again, we saw that CatZ was going into some pretty crazy play last game, going into Gigafast Lair, into Gigafast Spire. I love this. The Overlord spots the lings, so Erik is going to look to bypass him. Does show up here at the 3rd base, and is going to delay the 3rd of CatZ. Wow. Meanwhile, the lings, they turn around, but is it going to be in time? It looks like it will be. It looks like the progression of this gas geyser is more than enough to out-heal the DPS of these 2 lings. And the 3rd will go down, just delayed. Meanwhile, behind this, CatZ, of course, is investing into ling speed. Everything is looking normal from CatZ. Quite normal. From Erik, anything but. Once again, we actually delayed our ling speed to go for a faster Roach Warren instead. Again, with this, Erik can wall off here on 2 bases, and he can go for a bit of a roach timing if he wants to. Meanwhile, I believe CatZ sees the Roach Warren. He hasn't seen it yet, but once he does, he should know that it's going to be wise to delay and skip the Baneling Nest. And there we go. No Baneling Nest here for CatZ. We're going straight into our own wall, into our own roaches. And this is gonna hit a little bit hard. Lings of CatZ are looking to try to apply some pressure, maybe even force a delay here. There we go, they do flood on in. We do see a surround on one of the queens. The roaches come out, but a little bit too late. 1 queen going down. We didn't have that many to begin with here, so CatZ doing a nice amount of damage for the time being. is going to get cleaned up, though. We are going to be seeing a massive Roach counterattack from Erik. Does CatZ have enough to defend? He has now finished up his own Roach Warren. 4 Roaches are in production. The other important thing is that we lost the Queen, so we only have 1 inject available. Erik, though, he's going all in off of 31 drones. He has a Bailey Nest behind this as well. He's looking to end the game. He's like, hey, mate, you want to kill one of mine? I'll kill one of yours. The Queen at the 3rd goes down. Erik has to be careful not to trickle in too much, but here we go. The Roaches are about to arrive. Bailings are on the way. Oh, Erik focusing down the 3rd base, actually. Interesting choice. He will get it. Did cost him quite a bit. Oh, God. More concerned with slowing down the production of CatZ, and now he can take the fight. Nice surround on 2 of those Roaches. CatZ trying to fall back to his natural. But Erik is not stopping. Erik has no chill. He's getting his own 3rd base behind this, but his worker count is still quite low. You see CatZ trying to go for his own run by his own counterattack. And there's not much at home to defend. There is no Overlord here to scout this. Oh boy, Erik is going to be losing a lot back at home, but at the same time, so is CatZ. As Erik pulls back, and CatZ pulls in. Oh my god, here we go. The Banelings are not going to be able to finish at the same time. The Banelings of Erik are getting into the mineral line. The Biles! No reaction. The Biles will connect with the Roaches. And Erik is breaking to the natural. At the same time, Erik is also losing his own natural base. He loses his Banelings. Things are about to get crazy. Well, things are crazy. Erik's going to be losing his drones back at home. Likewise, CatZ is struggling to hold on. Oh, the Bile's not quite fully connecting with those eggs. The Banelings will clean up, though. They finish up just in time back at home. But Erik still needs to do more damage. Oh. Oh. Erik is down to only 13 drones. He does have a 3rd base, so he has a little bit more production to work with, but his economy is in shambles. Meanwhile, CatZ was able to preserve the majority of his drones. Has a standing army. Erik has to be very careful with how he maneuvers here. Does force CatZ back. And he's just buying time to re-drone Erik back up to 21 workers. Actually, an even economy with CatZ. Which is crazy. But CatZ has the larger army. 11 Roaches to the 4 Ravagers here of Erik. Erik relying a little more on Lings instead. Oh! Biles are going to be connecting here, but Erik is forced back. At the same time, he's looking to counterattack with these Lings. Oh, there's nothing here. Okay, now we do have some reinforcements. Lings aren't going to find too much damage. It looks like the Ravagers of Erik got caught out. Erik is in a lot of trouble right now. What do we have at home to defend? We have Lings, we have a couple of Roaches. CatZ almost doubling the supply. Again, that massive Ling counterattack from CatZ did so well for him, and it looks like he's going to end the game. Game number 1 here. Oh, also, my apologies. Game number 2 here. Oh, I didn't update the screen. Look, I was engrossed in the game, Papi. Every single worker across the map is going to be going down for Erik. Likewise, the same can be said for CatZ. But CatZ has a stronger army. Erik trying to do what he can. Trying to make this as close as possible. But there's only so much you can do. There are just too many Roaches, Papi. The Lings, they're rushing back home. Trying to kill these drones at least. We're going for the elimination. There's no way this works, right? Yeah, I mean, the drones make it. If the drones had died, maybe Erik is able to kill all the buildings, but the drones do make it across the map. CatZ can throw down some buildings. There we go. There's a gas geyser. And we're committing to the base trade. Erik, he doesn't have a drone out on the map, and here we go. The final hatchery is looking to go down. Still have gas geysers though. Still have some buildings, to be fair. I mean, all CatZ has to do is protect this gas geyser. That's all he has to do. Erik trying to slip on by. Again, if Erik had killed the transferring workers, then this would be a different story. Erik is trying to bypass the army. The problem is that CatZ can throw down another gas geyser. Like, he has the supply for it. Also, he has the minerals for it. And the gas geyser survives. We still have more drones remaining here with the army. Spawning pool's about to go down. When this Bailey nest goes down, it can take down this gas geyser as well. Erik is going for it. He's diving on in, but we have another gas geyser on the way here. CatZ should be fine. Oh. I mean, there's no way. Like, CatZ can throw down another. Ay. CatZ, I don't think he realizes that the last building is a gas geyser in the main. Erik is fighting with 6 links. 6 links, Poppy. Gets past one army, but there's another waiting for him. And GG gets called. CatZ takes game number 2. Ah. GG. Vámonos, Poppy. Vámonos. GG, well played. And we have a series. We're going to the ace match. Again, that massive link counterattack from CatZ worked out so well for him. Erik, unfortunately, didn't have anything at home to defend. If you remember, he had a couple of Bailings, but they were being morphed in the moment. He didn't have an Overlord in position to scout that run by. And now this is going down to the wire. It's going down to game number 3. Alright, vámonos, Poppy, vámonos. Looks like the lobby has been made. And where are we going? Where are we dropping? Oh, Ancient Cistern, a larger map. Okay. I want to say this is better for Erik. I want to say that Erik, like, I love the hyper aggression that we saw from him on Neo Humanity. I think he's going to be calming down here on Ancient. We'll see, we'll see. Here we go. We're going to be loading in to Ancient Cistern. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings, one of our very own. It is Erik. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent, the Peruvian Zerg player representing Root Gaming. It is CatZ. Boy, in that last game, it looked like Erik had a lot of momentum going his way. A lot of aggression as well, and things were working out quite well for Erik, but that Ling counterattack, that Ling run by just absolutely crippled Erik's economy. And from that moment, he had a really hard time coming back, bouncing back in that last game. And now we're going to the ace match on a much more larger map here, and on a larger map it's going to be a little bit more difficult to be aggressive. This can lean towards something like mutaplay. It's something that we've seen both Erik and CatZ utilize to great effect in this matchup, and we could see it again. You do have a little bit more breathing room here. You do have a lot more time to react to any kind of massive counterattack. A lot more chances to spot it as well. Oh my god. And CatZ is doing CatZ things. Ender, is that you? We have a technically 3 hatch before pool. We have our natural, 3rd hatchery, gas geyser, and then spawning pool. A very greedy opener here from CatZ. With this, he is going to have extra larva, to flood lings across the map. And I think that's going to be the plan here for CatZ. Oh boy. The larva that he's going to have available is going to be insane if this gets up and running. And Erik is about to scout this. But yeah, the only pro player that I remember doing this consistently was Ender, the Filipino Zerg. And it was really interesting because Ender would use this like just in a macro sense. Like he wouldn't even link flood from it. He would just use this to just as extra production. It was really crazy. And Ender would specifically try to bait out a response and bait out an overreaction from his opponent. So we'll see how Erik reacts in response to this macro hatchery. This is also going to mean that like we're going to have a pretty solid wall available as well for CatZ. Oh, as it was a little bit misplaced, but there we go. Evo chamber is on the way. And Erik, his response is a lair first. Wow. I love this. Who cares about Ling speed? Who cares about anything else here? We're going straight for that lair. Bold move, mate. Bold move. He's going to be skipping out on Banelings once again and just going to be walling off here with 2 base Roach. Now, this is going to be an interesting interaction because CatZ is going for Carapace, which means once again he can be going for a Roach Ling Flood, and that Ling Flood is going to be accentuated just because of the amount of larvae that we're going to have available. So, yeah, this can be quite scary if that's what CatZ is going to be going for. Meanwhile, Erik is going for his own Roach speed timing. Roach speed is on the way. Third gas is about to be taken as well. And we're still kind of waiting here for CatZ to saturate all of his gases, saturate his 2 bases before we get that Roach Warden, and I imagine it is going to be that Roach Warden. As Erik is trying to get as much scouting information as possible. His Overseer diving into the main base, gonna confirm the lair. With the lair, with these gases, CatZ could be going into Spire. There's still no Roach Warren. I'm really concerned. I'm concerned for the life of CatZ because if he throws down a Spire, he's just going to die. He needs a Roach Warren to defend. The Roaches are on the way. Uh-oh. He's going for a third off of pure Ling. There's no Bailey Nest, no Roach Warren, no nothing. He's waiting for the lair. I think CatZ just dies. We'll see. CatZ, now he sees the Roaches coming across now with his Overlords. He's throwing down a forest of Spine Crawlers, but this is late, and this is confirmation that he wants to go for the Mutas. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Well, we'll see how this goes. Third base is not going to be finishing up here for CatZ. At least Erik is spending quite some time here, but this is really just going to give him the time he needs to consolidate his army and get ready for that siege upon the natural. Your third base is cancelled. Lings looking to try and go for a counterattack instead. Going to be moving out across the map. The Evo Chamber is under threat. The Spine Crawler is unfortunately not in range. That's the other thing. Both the hatchery and the Evo Chamber are exposed. Lings try to go for run by, but the Roaches do intercept them. And yeah, CatZ just has to kind of give up on his tech. Or give up on his wall. Spire is on the way. That is scouted, but and we do have a lot of Lings on the way. Speaking of, we do have a counterattack, but yeah, we have plenty of Roaches back at home to clean that up. Pure Ling can work quite well here against this army of Erik, but as long as he doesn't get surrounded, he should be fine. But here we go, the Lings are coming in from behind, and CatZ is going for the surround. Oh, the Roaches of Erik are trapped. We have reinforcements on the way, but they're a little bit too late. Ravagers are trying to reduce some of that surface area. And it looks like Erik will clean this up, but it cost him a lot of Roaches. Does he have enough to keep on pushing? That's the question. It looks like he does. The Vials do connect. The Spine Crawler goes down. The Queens are running out of energy for Transfuse. That's the final Transfuse. The Lings are flooding on in. Mutas are on the way. But the Natural has been broken. Not just the Natural. The Queens are being targeted down one after the other. And Erik has finally made it in. The Mutas are here. But it's too late, Papi. It's too late. The Queens fall, the Lings are gone, the drones are doing what they can. The drones, they get pulled! Oh, they do avoid, oh my they avoid the pile, but we just burrow because we can. There is no detection. We're just gonna be chilling here until we just heal back up. That's all we need. Tunneling Claws is done. Roaches are rallying across the map, and yeah, CatZ with a really interesting build. Rushing into +1 carapace for some reason. But he will lose the natural base, and the Roaches will waddle into the main. Behind this, we have an Infestation Pit on the way for a hive for Vipers. Erik just droning up a little bit. 40 drones, all we need. So. And with that, that is going to be the end here for CatZ in this tournament run. I mean, his mutas will clean everything up, don't get us wrong. He has detection as well for the Tunneling Claw Roaches. But he's down to 8 drones. 8 workers. Ay. We got 8 workers, 13 mutas, and a dream. And sure, there's no Hydra Den, so there's no real anti-air here other than the Queen, so Erik can't really push out. But that's what the Infestation Pit's for. You know, whether it's Infestors or Vipers, here we go. We're going to be fighting under the support of the Spore. A lot of these mutas are going to be going down. Oof. And sure, they get some of the Queens, but that was not worth it. Oh, God. GG gets called. And Erik... Oh. Erik takes the series 2-1 and moves on to the next round. GG. Oh, my God. That was stressful. It's a stressful game. GG. Congratulations to Erik. He takes down CatZ 2-1. Oh, and a pretty intense series. Again, Neo-Humanity got really chaotic really quickly. Oh, Erik having a hard time keeping up with his map vision and map detection on game number 2, and that's why he was caught off guard. But here in game 3, even though CatZ was once again trying to go for his Link counterattacks and his Link run-bys, there were plenty of Overlords on the map, plenty of reinforcements as well being kept back at home. Erik was ready for all of it. GG, well played. And with that, Erik moves on to the next round where he already has an opponent ready and waiting. The moment that we have all been waiting for. It's time for a ZVP. Now, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Erik, we were lucky enough to cast him against Trigger, and Erik 3-1'd Trigger in a pretty convincing fashion. He was clowning on him, pup. He was clowning on him. It was crazy how Erik was able to decimate Trigger, but now we go one step further. Trigger, he's one of the best Protoss in North America. Estrella is one step above him as well. Estrella is top 2 Protoss alongside Neeb in North America. So we're kind of leveling up our opponents here. We're leveling up the strength of our opponents, and I'm excited. I want to see if Erik can bring down the Estrella, can bring down the Star. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be intense, Bobby.